Life is frozen. Okay, so the police did it again, y'all. They shot another unarmed black person, as usual. And the lady is saying she called them for help not to kill her brother, and they shot her brother.
Today, the El Cajon Police Department received calls of a man who was, quote, not acting like himself, end of quote. He was walking in traffic, not only endangering himself, but motorists. Two of the officers located him behind a local restaurant in the 800 block of Broadway. This male was described as an adult African male in his 30s wearing a black tank top and blue jeans.
I called for help, but he called you guys to kill him.
Do you hear this? She called for help. She did not call for them to kill him. The shit has moved down to California, y'all. It's time to start riots or some shit, because they done lost their minds.
I did speak with one witness out here who told me his version of what happened. He said that he saw an African-American man about 30 years old who was not wearing a shirt backing up in the parking lot with his hands up, nothing in his hands, and he says he saw the police officer standing about 5 feet away from that man in front of him, and he says they opened fire. One officer opened fire, shot the man 5 times, and he fell to the ground and was not moving.
The male refused multiple instructions by the first officer on the scene and concealed his hand in his pants pocket.
I was maybe about 20 to 15 feet away from me, and direct in front of me, I was in my vehicle. And as I was in my vehicle, I see a black male coming out with his hands up, like little kind of, you know, trying to run a little bit. And then I see 2 officers with their firearm up. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they're tasers. I don't know if they're firearms. I just see a black man coming with his hands up and shirt off.
Because this male did not comply with the officer, a second officer arrived on scene. The subject continued to refuse commands. The second responding officer immediately prepared to deploy less lethal electronic control device, which is a taser device, while the first officer covered him. The male subject paced back and forth while the officers tried to talk to him. At one point, the male rapidly drew an object from his front pants pocket, placed both hands together on it, and extended it rapidly towards the officer, taking what appeared to be a shooting stance, putting the object in the officer's face.
I see a black male coming out with his hands up, like little kind of, you know, trying to run a little bit. And then I see 2 officers with their firearm up.
At this time, one of the officers with the taser discharged his taser in an effort to subdue the subject. Simultaneously, the officer who had the object pointed at him discharged his firearm, striking the male.
Another officer comes as the other officer comes with his firearm. One of the officers that were already there released immediately, 2-3 seconds after he showed up.
While detectives were on scene investigating the shooting, a witness came forward and notified officers they had video footage of the incident. That witness voluntarily provided the cell phone video to the police department, giving written consent for the officers to view the video. And in fact, she gave us the code to her cell phone to unlock it to get the video. This was the only cell phone video provided to the officers, and no cell phones were taken from anybody. Investigators are reviewing the video and other video recovered from the scene. All video recovered so far in this investigation so far coincides with the officers' statements. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the El Cajon Police Department. Anybody with information pertaining to this. With that, I would like to convey my sincerest appreciation to the community of El Cajon for the restraint that they've shown in light of this tragic event. Now is the time for calm.
The shit has moved down to California, y'all. It's time to start riots or some shit.
Now is the time to allow the investigation to shed light on this event, and we plan to be open and transparent within the rules of the law.
The shit has moved down to California, y'all. It's time to start riots or some shit.
Now is the time for the community to work with us and provide us with any information that is relative to this event.
The shit has moved down to California, y'all. It's time to start riots or some shit.
I will add that the 2 officers that were involved, the one that deployed the taser and the one that fired his weapon, both both have over 21 years of service as police officers.
People out here, they are angry. They feel that there's a racial component to it. Here's what one of the people had to say.
Do you think the police is gonna stop that ass? No, they're gonna kill him because they think he's a black man.